Hi there. Let's tell a little story. No, actually, I'm not out of weed. Oh, is the command off? I have CBD weed now. I stopped smoking THC, but I do have CBD. Wait, is the command off? Let me check. Oh, no, it's not. All right, tight. Thank you, G-Man Money. I will do that for you. Yeah, I was actually having honestly, I was having a pretty bad time with THC for the past month. Like it was giving me some fucking panic attacks. But yeah, CBD has been so much better. They thought of the faraway grave on the plain. They thought of the comrade who came not again. They lifted their glasses and sadly they said, "Whoa." We drink to the name of the mate who is dead. Henry Lawson. Oh. It's too bloody damp down here. I know we're underground, but I don't suppose there are any windows we could open. There's a ventilation duct in here somewhere. Maddie, mind opening it up? Get some fresh air circulating? Other end's blocked right now. There's a dumpster sitting on top of it. You'll have to grin and bear it. Can we hurry this up? Calm your farm, old man. You're well aware it takes a while to set up. I don't appreciate your tone. Sorry. At the very least, can we turn on some lights? All the rubbish you've got scattered around the place, I'd like to at least know where I'm putting my feet. Ashley, would you mind? What the heck? Thanks. You're more organized than last time, I see. Practice makes perfect. Hey, Maddie, how much more wire do we need? I think that's enough. Great. Now. Che? What's up, little P? I found you a chair. Ah, thank you. Oh no, I'm not vaping it. I'm bonging it. Whoop! Alright, here we go, baby. This whole thing. Surely it's not legal, man. Jimmy Neutron. Yes, the council found it confronting. For good reason, I suppose. Because it utterly accepts the natural order, mate. It's not just bureaucracy. Shush, you. Most rules can be bent, after all. Sigh. And Maddie has a particular fascination with breaking rules. I'm sure you've realized. Hey, don't give her all the credit. Bah. Is this related to her gambling for time? Mm-hmm. So, the transfer was the same sort of magic we're doing now, yes. Small scale, though. Doing it on a larger scale requires a bit more preparation. The council successfully suppressed all available information about it, though. For good reason. What happens if something goes wrong? Well, you don't tend to mess it up more than once. Or try it again after you fail, for that matter. Stubborn scholars notwithstanding. What do we even call this sort of magic, then? Question's irrelevant, because it's banned. Extremely cool. That's what I call it. Well, by definition, it's a conduit ritual. But hey, we're among friends, so we can call it what it really is. Streaming tomorrow? I probably could. I guess this is, yeah, should be off work. Should be off work about 1 hour before now. But then I would also be off work earlier in the day from like, I don't know, 12 to 4. And then we could do some Little Nightmares too. Necromancy. At night is a good time. Fuck yeah, dude. All right. I appreciate you saying that. Let's do it, man. I already have band practice scheduled with my bandmate. Well, I should say not scheduled. It's not a sure thing, but there's a good chance I won't meet up with him. So if that doesn't happen, then I will definitely be able to stream, I think. Necromancy. You try desperately to remember what it meant. Oh. Death. This fragment of a memory stays with you. Piece together the past. Remember what transpired, and never forget you are. Scattered, practiced, disheveled, banned, amateur, mental arm. That's a lot of things I am. Ever consider streaming practices? Yeah, I would love to, but it's just that the other people in the practice space are probably not as interested in that happening. And also those streams would be on my phone. So like the audio and video might be like terrible. And I would probably lose followers. Fuck yeah, it is. It's a rock band, yeah. Like I'd say punk, garage, hard rock, some pop and electronic influences as well. Whoa, what? Oh. Maddie's rules. We welcome both living and dead. Patrons will be served in the order they arrive. Don't ask who's alive. It's rude. If someone wants to tell you, they'll tell you. Interesting. Maddie's rules. We welcome both living and dead. Oh. The dead have 24 hours to spend within the premises before moving on. Strictly enforced. No, we don't have Wi-Fi. Report broken items and other anomalies to staff. We can't clean up your broken glass or spatial rift if we don't know about it. Don't feed the eidolons. They can't eat, and offering them food just reminds them of that cruel fact. Okay, whoops. Same thing. My streaming software is lagging. If there's any lagging or glitching on the stream, let me know. The Terminal, Carlton, Victoria, Australia, 3053. Excerpts from online reviews. Pretty unremarkable coffee. Barista speaks Chinese, but exclusively uses it to mock people to their faces. I am very self-conscious about my top hat now. Observed little girl running around cafe with knife, unsupervised. Came down with deep sense of ennui after visiting. Was rudely told to stop being a big dweebus after complaining about burnt taste in coffee. This coffee's some of the best I've ever had. 5 stars. Disclosure, I have no taste buds. Nice. The door closes. Oops. The door closes. Aw. Hey. Mate. You right? Ack. You can see me? Clear as day, yeah. What can I get you? I've been walking around for hours. Nobody was talking to me. I don't even know how I got in here. I think you'll find it was via the front door. Okay. Right. Where am I? This, dearly departed, is the terminal. Carlton's finest. Departed? They say our coffee's to die for. So, I don't really know how to go about this. Ask me anything, man. You're not the first disheveled dead guy to drop in, and I'm sure you won't be the last. What does everyone else ask? They generally ask, what does everyone else ask? Ah, shit. And they always say that. Then there's the embarrassed silence. Alright, I get it. You make a habit of bullying everyone who comes through here, or just the pitiful ones? It's almost exclusively the latter. I guess that's consistent. I always felt like people saw me as a pitiful guy. Sorry, I was actually just kidding there. No, you're right. A fucking sad sack. Boss hated me. Family hated me. Work sucked. Just like everything else about me. Now, I'm never even gonna have a chance to make things better for myself. That's it. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. Hey, come on. And now I'm sitting in a cafe for dead people falling apart in front of the barista. Mate, pull it together! Number 1 rule, no breakdowns in the cafe, please. I promise, man, you are okay. I know how it is. Are you dead? No. And I don't know if you read the rules outside, but... God, I did, yes. Can't even get that right. In that case, you'll also have to read that you have 24 hours left before you gotta move on to the next place. I don't think you want to spend them having one big, long, extended panic attack. 24 hours? Ah, shit. What I'm saying is, everything's okay. Just take some deep breaths. Sort this out. I'm sorry. I don't want to be a fuss. Cafe's empty. It's not like I've got anything else going on. Don't worry about it. Are you sure? I'm kind of a burden. You're not, I promise. Chin up, mate. Let me tell you about the building. It's got some cool history. The first time I came here was about 4 years ago. And that's why you should never ever serve a martini to a dead biker, even if he specifically asks for one. Out of all the possible ways to react to that, that's one I certainly didn't expect. Yeah, no point in seeking eternal vengeance if you're gonna have to leave in a few hours anyway. Kinda strips it of meaning, you know? There's no way to tell whether you'll even care once you cross over. But then again, maybe I'm just being a buzzkill about it. Shouldn't go around policing people's reactions to things. I'm, still wrapping my head around all this. Death, that is. Feels weird to say it, doesn't it? Weird. Yeah, that's the word. So you said most people don't ever find out how they died before they pass? Even if they got murdered or something? Yep. Most people don't die from murder. Mostly sickness or old age, or lawnmower accidents. Well, they call them accidents, but really, loads of lawnmowers are possessed by evil spirits. That said. Alright, just hold on a moment. You can't just drop that on and move. Possessed lawnmowers? Seriously? Anything with spinning blades attracts them. Garden equipment, blenders, power saws. They're a real pain in the arse. Oh, this is supposed to be British or Australian or something. Gotta do at least 1 or 2 exorcisms a month. Coffee grinder. That's wild. So, I know I'm breaking the rules again, but how many people in here are there? Dead? Yeah. It's a cafe for dead people. Does that mean it's everyone? Or are some of these people just really into ghost cafes? A little of column A, a little of column B. Plenty of mortals come through, but this is one of the only crossing points in the country, so we get a lot of your type. It's also why the rent is so high. Because those vampires who own the place know we get a lot of foot traffic. Literal vampires? No. Like boomers. Landlord class. Oh. Same thing, I guess. So, to answer your question, there are 9 customers in here right now. Out of those 9, yourself included, I'd say 4 or 5 of them are just passing through on their way to the next place. How can you tell? Once you've worked here for a while, you get a sort of sixth sense for this kind of thing. Gotcha. Speaking of sixth senses, I've got one for trouble. You have 2 sixth senses? Hello, Ashley. Ashley had adopted the cafe staff a couple years back, much in the same way a puppy adopts a squeaky toy. She was a kind of ferociously smart kid who absorbed information like a sponge but only used it to cause trouble. Today she was accompanied by the stench of motor oil and brought with her a look that said, "I'm an invincible genius." She was mostly right about that one. Alright, I know that look. Spit it out. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Cut the crap, kid. What are you after? I'm busy dealing with a customer. Turn this down just a little bit, just in case. The music seems like it got louder. I'm not really needing any attention. Shut up, Kishan. I need an extra pair of hands, and none of my ashlings are around to help. Don't you have any clamps? I got a bunch for your birthday last month. They're all being used for other very important things. They were not. Pretty sure I saw one on a table upstairs earlier. No, I really need a helper. Ashley, I'm busy. Bleep. Hey, I could probably... Beep. I could... Come on, Ashley, you've got to let this work. I'm not going to get anything done down here if I have to keep going upstairs to find screwdrivers you've misplaced. But... Hey, No dice. What about Che? He can help me. But what about... He's emptying the dishwasher. Sound familiar? I should, because I told you to do that an hour ago. Oh. It's really no trouble. Oh! Why don't I take this guy? Only thing he's busy with is being dead. Hey, come on. Ashley, I'm not going to argue with you about this. I'm sure he would rather relax than be bossed around. Also, manners. We've talked about this. You gotta be respectful in front of the customer. Please! I'm happy to go upstairs. Really, it's fine. I don't have anything else going on. I'm super dead. I'm cool with it. I am Kishan. Very dead guy. Happy to help. You sure? I can just send her back upstairs. Promise. It's fine. I just sit around and be a pain otherwise. Perfect. Come on, peon. We've work to do. Actually wasn't getting enough attention, but with Maddie's newfound responsibilities, some sacrifices had to be made. That meant the kid would just have to occupy herself more often than not. She still felt guilty as hell about it, and I reckon this place needs more plants. Oh, Jesus Christ, Shay. Gonna give me a heart attack, you old bastard. What's on your mind? Head in the clouds, as per usual. Did I look like I was thinking weighty thoughts? Excruciatingly so. What's going on? Nothing important. Just my resting bitch face. No. This one's different. How so? Your facial expression is reminding me of the time you tried to fist fight that cosplayer. Oh, the samurai. The one who barged in, waving his gift sword katana around and demanding satisfaction after I refused to put 15 shots in his coffee. Weirdly specific, what's it look like? Looks like you just got threatened with 1,000-fold Nippon steel. It's a precious memory, so I remember it very clearly. A mix of deep disgust, a whole bunch of derision, a tiny pinch of pity. Yep, that's me. What a mood. You alright though? Real talk. I'm fine. I'm actually fine, or let's not talk about it fine. The second one. Pharaoh. Offer's still open if you'd like to talk things out. In the meantime. Sorry. Can I grab that tea towel? My hands are wet. Oh, yeah, here you go. So, did the dishes need hand washing, or... I'm sure I told Ashley to empty the dishwasher earlier. Nah. Thing's busted. Door latch won't close. Might call the repairman. Ashley shouldn't wash them by hand anyway. Her arm would corrode, so I did it. Not a problem. Yeah, fair enough. So like I mentioned, it'll need a repair unless you want to let Ashley at it. I'd call the repairman myself, but our landline stopped working last week. We have a landline? Yes. Ancient technology. And an inelegant tool for a less civilized age. Only works when you pay the bill, though. I don't know if it'd be cheaper to get it repaired, or just to buy a new one and get Ashley the old one for parts. The costs are pretty close, all things considered. Hey, don't work too hard. You'll worry yourself into an early grave. Hey, you spent 50 years digging holes. Sounds like pretty tough work, old man. Ow, old man. For your information, I'm barely 170-ish. I'm failing to see the inaccuracy. It was during a literal gold rush. Everyone was doing it. Only thing different about me is that I eventually started digging up things more interesting than gold. Only kind of gold I'm interested in is brown gold. Coffee. Shut up. Hey, so... I know it's just another stress on the stress pile, but I think we need to put in an order for more kitchenware soon. Ugh. Yeah, another thing that costs money. We're beginning to run out of cutlery, though. It keeps disappearing. Not sure where. I don't know how long it can wait before we get more. Ugh. I don't know if we can afford that this month. Just, everything's a bit too pricey right now. Doesn't help that the coffee cartels keep pushing prices up. I don't think the importer is part of a cartel. They're quite nice. I've seen photos of their kids. You ever spoken to them? They're obviously criminals. Prices they charge. Wholesale my ass. And yet we keep buying from them. Well, yeah, the beans are good, man. It's just everything else on top of them that's stressing me out. Ah, yes. I'll happily accept the blame for some of that. It's fine. You don't have to. I know it's all on me. Just gotta figure out how to pay everything off. Everything and everyone. Ugh! The shitty council of death and the doubly shitty time debt we owe to them are the last things I want to think about right now. I've lost enough sleep over it. Hey, I'm here to help. I'm worried about you, You've had a lot of responsibility dropped on you in a very short period of time. I can't help but feel a little bit culpable for that. I know. Yeah, I know. And you, I can't thank you enough. It's all right. Get yourself together. Figure it out as a team, just like we always have. I just don't want to deal with it, I get it. I don't want you to feel like I'm imposing or interfering too much. I know the cafe's yours now. Even though things are a bit much at the moment. I know I keep saying this, Maddie, but I don't know how much time we have to deal with all this before things start falling apart. They already are falling apart. You're going to have to face reality at some point. You know that, right? Che, oh my god, yes, I know. I don't need any more reminders from you. Back off, man. The council's always on my mind. I can't escape them. My best is all I can do, okay? Just because you're my best friend and my old boss and my mentor doesn't mean I need you preaching at me about how I need to deal with my problems. Because they're my problems, not yours. All right, no worries. I'll give you some space. I go check on Ashley. You seen her recently? She's upstairs. I dragged a customer up there talking about clamps or something. I'd better go rescue them then. Be back in a bit. Shit. He's right, isn't he? Really could use more plants. So, we're gonna strap a big old steak knife to it and make them fight each other. I love it. This is gonna be great. I want to build something that gets put on TV show, Row Battle Royale, with flamethrowers on it. You're not gonna put one on this little guy, are you? A flamethrower? Probably not. But I want you to record the fight on my phone so we can send it to the producers. Yeah, sure thing. Let's get this knife attached. Hee. Pass me those zip ties. Zip ties? And the knife. Knife? And my coffee. Are you sure? Who even gave you that? Coffee! Damn it. It's empty. My coffee is empty, Sean. The world is beginning to vibrate? Maybe it's good that your cup runneth empty, yeah? I think my cup needs to run with more espresso in it. How many shots did you put in there? Too many, Kishan! But did anyone ask Icarus how many shots of espresso he had? Yeah, I'm reading a book about Icarus. He flew to the sun. I'm cultured. In unrelated news, I have a headache. I think you might want to read a little more about Icarus. There's a twist ending to that one. I'm holding a knife, Kishan. No spoilers. No spoilers, promise. All right, Che, just say hi. Try not to get a knife slung at you this time. You got this. Hey, kids. Intruder! Kshan, my body, my pal. Oh, buddy. Why did I say body? My buddy, my pal. Did I get him? No. You missed. Damn it. What? Wait, you threw it on purpose? Extremely on purpose, yes. I'm fine, by the way. Oh, it's just you. Would it have been worse if it was someone else? Probably. Unless they were an actual spy come to steal my robot designs, then it would have been good. Hey, I think I'm crashing. Oh no. Is she okay? Did I kill her? She'll wake up in about 15 minutes with no ill effect. But you probably shouldn't give her any more coffee. She turns into a real goblin. Oh. She told me that it'd make her immeasurably powerful. I mean, she's not wrong. But you know, great power, great responsibility, yada yada yada. She's 13. She's got plenty of energy already. Maybe not the sense of responsibility, though. Yeah, I don't even know how I ended up sitting here attaching knives to robots. She's very convincing? You don't have to tell me, mate. She basically lives here. Her parents would kill me if they found out she'd nearly killed me. Pretty good blind throw, though. She makes me proud in the weirdest ways. Huh. Did she learn from the best? She did. But the best definitely wasn't me. Addie's pretty different with knives. But deadly, goddamn. Reading comprehension. Loves her flashy tricks. Bad habit, probably. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm being very rude. My name's Che. I used to own this place. Now I just sort of sit around and cause trouble and sometimes have knives thrown at me, I guess. I'm Kshan, and I died today. Ah. I'm alive? I'm alive? Oof, we got a loud one here. Oh, be nice. It's scary waking up. Big lights coming towards me. I think it's reliving its last moments. Looks like it. What is happening? Hello. I do not remember having this many limbs. Join the club, pal. We are reborn in a new image. I see. I'm Kepler. Nice to meet ya. And I'm Jacoby. Oops. I am undefined. I don't know if that name will stick. Its body is made of a milk carton. Should we call it Milk? No, too basic. Imagine if you called me Goon just because I'm made of a goon box. I wouldn't like that at all. Ashley was yelling about someone called Lovelace the other day. That's a good one, I think. How does our new friend feel about it? Acceptable. Excellent. Nice to meet you, Lovelace. Look at you, turning into a responsible human being. During intermissions at the end of episodes, you can freely explore the terminal. Memories are scattered throughout the terminal that 𝖍𝖆𝖒𝖊𝖘? What is 𝖍𝖆𝖒? Into the tales of its patrons. Where locations and memories can become available as you progress through the main story. Pretty tight, pretty tight. Oh god, there's so much. So much. But I guess that is just the whole game. I thought this game was going to be voice acted. I was not prepared to read absolutely everything, but obviously it's not a fault of the game. Battle Royale robots power rankings. When I first saw the name of this bot, I thought it was styled to be like a girl who could run control storms and run like a ninja. A real lass of the wind, or maybe a girl of the elements, someone with the ability to become the wind itself. If I were a wind lass, I would vanish in an instant whenever Maddie appeared. What? She would look around and say, "Where's Ashley?" And I would be right there, but she wouldn't notice it because I would be one with the wind. Then, when she left, I would fade back into the room like a ninja. This would only work outside in the rooms that were really breezy, so I would probably set up fans in the workshop to make it really drafty. Then I looked up online and learned that windlass is actually a fancy name for a winch, used to pull anchors up, which at first made me think this bot was lame. It works by hooking its arms under the enemy bots and pulling it up to flip them over. It never even tries to smash the other bots or melt with fire, but then I watched it in action and realized that flipping your enemy on their back to incapacitate them is the ultimate ninja move. Windlass moves like a master, spending the entire match trying to bait its opponent into exposing its weakness, and then like a ninja master that knows how to jab at exactly the right pressure point on the back of the neck to make a raising head explode, Windlass grabs the enemy bot by the one part of it that happens to be sticking out. Yeah. I get it. Okay. I get it. That was so excessive for the information relayed. Thinking about alchemy the wrong way. Most study of alchemy throughout history can be categorized as either practical alchemy, that is, alchemy which aims to understand the world only as well as it is needed to fulfill certain utilitarian ends, and philosophical alchemy. That is, alchemy which aims to come to a more complete understanding of what the world as it is, without prejudice, for which portions of alchemical understanding can be wielded to utilitarian ends. In the modern alchemy movement, there has been a tendency within literature to place a greater emphasis on philosophical alchemy, based on the premise that coming to a more complete and correct understanding of the universe is the best way for us to discover new practical methods for the physical use of alchemy. Much of this is based on the modern scientific movement and the post-Enlightenment era. Much like our understanding of theoretical physics gives us more accurate models of physical reality, which we have real applications in engineering, having a better understanding of alchemy on a philosophical level informs our practice of alchemy. However, it may be that this focus on alchemy, which places an emphasis on being correct rather than useful, has thrown out the baby with the bathwater. Admittedly, my position here is hardly biased. The fact that practical studies of alchemy have largely been chased underground is the reason that the tome you're reading is self-published, rather than distributed through more official channels. For example, underappreciated in the development of modern alchemical practices is the use of a 5-element model. Oh god, what is that word? Pre-Aristotelian alchemical models were based on an understanding of 5 elements: fire, wood, earth, metal, and water. Later, Aristotle, I guess it's from Aristotle's writings is what that word is derived from. Later, Aristotelian alchemical models separated elements into 4 categories of earth, water, air, and fire. While this model may be more accurate and reflect an evolution of our understanding of alchemy, it seems to sacrifice the more practical separation of elements in a way that better allows us to understand less tangible things. While wood is not an element strictly speaking, it helps us think of it as such. After all, juxtaposing wood against elements such as metal and fire makes it apparent that wood possesses certain soul-like qualities that other elements lack, which might prompt us to question what it is about wood that seems to make it behave like a super element with practical uses beyond the conventional. There's a great irony in the fact that while these kinds of questions eventually led us to discard the 5-element model, the new model no longer allows for the existence in this sort of question to exist in academic literature. This book serves as my guide to asking the wrong questions to arrive at the wrong answers that nonetheless seem to work. It is a book for troublemakers and rule breakers. Indeed, the fact that you hold this book in your hands right now is probably evidence that you have broken several rules to acquire it. That, or you are a rule enforcer, tasked with destroying my work, who for some reason has decided to take the time to read it. Perhaps you are reading my work in search of identifying information which might lead you to my location, or you are reading to gain a letter of understanding of someone whom you consider to be an enemy. Perhaps, after reading my work, you will realize that my ideas are not so dangerous as you've been to realize, or perhaps you'll realize they're exactly as dangerous as you've been told. Okay, I did it. That one was very interesting. I thought the BattleBot one was super boring, but I actually thought that one was really interesting. Highlighted from the thinking about alchemy the wrong way. Right, okay, so practical alchemy, philosophical alchemy. What is the exact definition? Just like something you can utilize? Yeah, okay. Yep, that's what I thought. Designed to be useful or practical rather than attractive. Okay. Practical alchemy, which is utilitarian, and philosophical alchemy. Understanding the universe is the best way for us. Which places an emphasis on useful. Let's throw out the baby. Okay. I guess I absorbed that decently enough. Because I feel like that information was like true, just to like real life, from what I understand about alchemy, which is very, very little. Spirit resistant quartz crucibles with self-sealing lids. Heat resistant to 1650 degrees. Liz, blah blah blah. Airtight seal. Average rating 3.5 out of 5. Product reviews 5 out of 5. I love this. The covering, despite being coarse, has textured appearance to the so smooth feel. Most crucibles feel sterile and cold, but this one makes for a perfect beverage container when entertaining guests. 4 out of 5. The previous crucible set I used was inherited from my grandmother, who brought them over from New England. Unfortunately, 2 months at sea were not kind to her spiritware, and her crucibles were filled with tiny cracks and microfractures that allowed unsightly-looking soot to build up, leaving them stained with hard gray lines everywhere, looking like they were about to crack apart at any moment. Blah, blah, blah. I do not care about this. I hope this isn't important. It's just literally just talking about reviews for a cooking instrument. Jesus Christ. No, I don't care. I hope that's not necessary. I feel like I just could not retain that. That was so boring. The alchemy stuff, that was very interesting. just supposed to explore? Look at things? I mean, probably it's a visual novel, so yeah. Continue. Oh, that's okay. Oh, okay. Nice. I guess so. I feel like hopefully there were only 3 things total I had to look at. Oh my god, my streaming software is having such a fucking panic attack. It's glitching out like crazy. Try vertical sync. Man, I'd love to see that. I could use a pick-me-up. Can't promise it'll be there. It's kind of inconsistent. Still, though, a hallway that's only there sometimes? How do you get to the kitchen otherwise? There's another slightly longer one that we use instead. It's much less exciting. But on the upside, it's consistently there. I love telling new people about it, though. The reaction's always hilarious. I definitely didn't expect to be getting enthusiastic today over a weird quantum hallway. Or enthusiastic at all, actually, because as soon as I stopped to think about it, I realized I'm actually extremely messed up about this. I feel you, bro. I feel you. I understand. Life has gotten very weird very fast, conceptually speaking. Or, your unlife? I should be better at talking about this by now, shouldn't I? Oh, jeez. That's not a fun one to think about, huh? Just keep talking about the hallway so I can keep my mind off this. To be honest, I'm not sure I can even properly explain a lot of what's going on in here. The building's mildly sentient, just like in the game Control. If anyone out there has not played the game Control and you like really fun third-person action shooters, you need to play Control. It's one of the most fucking fun games I've ever played. God, I loved that game so much. And it was weird. I think one of the I feel like one of the common complaints about that game that was very valid is that you're kind of more or less doing the same. Your character has a whole bunch of powers and a whole bunch of things that she can do. And there are a good number of enemy varieties, but just in terms of combat gameplay, you were kind of just doing the same thing the whole game, just with, you know, more enemy types increasing and you get more powers along the way. But man, for me, honestly, that gameplay loop was fucking pretty much perfect. It was just so fun. Just using her powers to destroy shit and kill enemies. It was so fun the way it felt. And it felt so incredibly satisfying. Every second of the way. That game is called Control. I think it came out 2019 or 2020. Go play it. So I can get a sequel. I really, really need a sequel to Control. So, the cafe is alive? Not necessarily. Plenty of things have come to life here, but as far as we can tell, the building itself doesn't really fall into that category. Also, it mostly tends to shift itself in ways that are helpful instead of frustrating, so quantum hallways. Making myself a cuppa. You want something? Nah, I'm good for now. Also, what's the barista's name? I didn't actually catch it. I feel like a jerk. Maddie? She's the owner now, not just the barista. Still makes coffee, of course, but since she's the owner now, she has a lot more to juggle. Why are you asking? Got your eye on her, eh? No. I have a boyfriend. Had? Oh, geez. This is a lot. I can't imagine how he's feeling. Try not to think about it. Okay. Yep. Okay. You want that drink now? I think I want something a little more potent than coffee right now. Sorry. Don't enable him, Kishan. Shush. I can get you something stronger, mate. Shot of whiskey, perhaps? I thought this was a cafe. Well, it is, mostly. We do serve alcohol, though, and stronger things on request. Stronger? Like what? 𝖍𝖔𝖶? Absinthe? Pure ethanol? You think a plague like this wouldn't have anything stronger than that? Stronger than pure ethanol? Sure. Remind me later and I might pull some on my special reserve. Don't enable him, 𝖍𝖑𝖗. Hey, someone's got to drink it. I know you're not going to touch the stuff aside from setting it on fire. Excuse me, I have a perfectly good reason for wanting to set a puddle of distilled soul on fire. We'll agree to disagree on that one. So, 𝖍𝖑𝖗, what'll it be? Actually, I changed my mind on the coffee. Can I order something complex? Gotta treat myself my last day on Earth. I'm after a sugar rush. We have the ingredients, it shouldn't be an issue. Maddie can whip it up for you. Cool. In that case, can I have a large quadruple shot, double vanilla caramel, no foam, super hot, reverse coconut milk macchiato? Oh my god. With 2 sugars and whipped cream on top? Maddie? Yes, dearest? Can you... I don't know. Is this real? Oh, is it too much? I was gonna ask for that shot of whiskey Che mentioned earlier, but it seemed a little extra. Well, yes. It is too much. I don't think even Starbucks would serve that. Why? Because it's a fucked up order, man. Dang. Every single word of that increased my urge to set the espresso machine on fire so I wouldn't have to think about making coffee ever again. Oh, but the whiskey's fine. I do that too. I have a counter offer, which you have to accept. Yeah? I'll make you another double shot longback, and I'll put whiskey in it, but I won't call you a hipster this time. If you decline my offer, oh god, I will strip your soul from your body and use it to scrub something. They will smell delicious afterward, if that's any consolation. Oh, yikes. That does sound like a competitive counteroffer. Not the soul thing. I'll take the coffee. My generosity knows no bounds. Normie. Okay, that's actually perfect timing. I have to take a break for required advertising. Yay! We're already coming up on almost 1 hour of this. I gotta say, it's going by pretty fast. For the first bit there, first kind of section, I was a bit maybe concerned. I wasn't. It was so much information at once and so many characters at once, but obviously it slowed down. So, yeah, this is good. I'm enjoying this. I'm liking the characters. Has a nice lighthearted vibe, and I'm very curious just like what's gonna happen. I assume it's just gonna be like bite-sized stories of different ghosts coming into the venue and like ordering stuff, but they showed us that intro scene of them all doing necromancy, and I don't know if that was like just backstory or if that I feel like that was something that's gonna happen later. It's gonna like build up to them forming some kind of revolt against the whatever it's called, the Council of Death, I think. So should be cool. All right, I'm gonna put up an ad for a minute and go chill, and we'll BRB. Just taunting me. Get back to it. Oh, what's loud? I just want to check the bounce really quick. I'm listening to the bounce back behind me on my phone. Hmm. Check, check, mic check. It seems like if I talk too quiet, my voice mod settings do not pick up the audio as well. Check. Okay. I think we're good. I just have to keep in mind to not talk like I'm in a grunge band from Seattle, which I am. Having flow, there's a butterfly. We don't know. Oh, that noise is probably too loud. I'm gonna mute the mic while I do that. Probably irritating. Oh, okay. Just need a little more inspiration from Jimmy Neutron here, so I can do another 60 minutes of nonstop reading. I feel like, I don't know, I guess I was gonna say, I feel like a game like this would just benefit so much from actually having full-on voice acting. Well, obviously, but then again, I guess that would kind of just make it a movie at that point and not a game. But I mean, that doesn't matter. That's just a label. As long as the art is good and enjoyable, you know, that's what really matters. Check, check. Audio balance check. How is my voice against the music? Is the music too loud? Is my voice too loud? Check, check. Okay. I guess it seems good. It seems like maybe the music could be a little bit quieter. A little bit. Oh, I did turn up the audio for the 𝖍𝖑𝖏𝖵. I forgot. And yeah, please, anyone, let me know if anything should be too loud or if let me know if anything is too loud or too quiet. So, to conclude, that order sucked because it defies the laws of physics, has a heart attack's worth of sugar in it, and is something only wankers ask for. Should I do her voice British? I've already committed, although I'm kind of doing the same voice for her and her lover, the scientist guy, not the scientist. It looks like he's wearing a lab coat. Maybe he is a scientist. I guess maybe I'll try it just to have more variety because I'm kind of using multiple voices. Is it possible to die twice? Yep. Wait, really? You can die twice if you're brought back from the dead, or if you manage to really annoy someone between here and the next place, which is more likely because resurrection is illegal. Oh, that's super interesting. I like that world building. But if you're asking whether you can get a heart attack or whatever, the answer is no. I should think of a specific British person and not just... I should try to emulate a specific British person so it's not a fucking totally inconsistent accent. Or British or Australian. Because the mate, it could be British or Australian. And also arse. Trying to like envision a specific actor. Has like a specific British accent that maybe isn't as hard. Life and death have a slightly different meaning here. Can't really die from natural causes. The bit complex and we're weird and we're still in the process of figuring out all of this works. It's just gonna be a vague British Australian accent. I don't know, it's gonna be bad. I'm over 200 years old and I still haven't made proper sense of it yet. Just got some vague ideas. Right. So, what's keeping me from just staying here? Like, I'm already dead. Why do I have to go to the next place? I'm gonna take a bong rip now because I'm very interested about what he's gonna say in response to that. This will maybe be a nice experiment. How the CBD is affecting me. So far, the CBD weed has been doing me much more kindly. I'm gonna increase the brightness a little bit. Okay. Why do I have to go to the next place? You've got a certain number of hours you're not allowed to remain on the edge of the mortal realm. Hours are fungible. Fungible? NFTs? They can be bought, sold, and exchanged, generally speaking. But the Council of Death always collects on debts owed to them. And you'll start running up a debt if you stay here too long. Your soul starts to get itchy, too. Ooh, that sounds really bad. It's not something you want to experience. We've had a few stay past their allotted time, and they've gotten very uncomfortable very fast. Oh, interesting. Dude, the world building in this is excellent. I'm just really loving all of the details about death and the souls existing in purgatory here. Very cool. It starts with general irritability, and then worse things begin to happen. Uh-huh. It's a weird thing to wrap your head around. How long do I have before I need to make myself scarce? You get 24 hours. Any longer and we start to pick up the tab since you're on our premises. And as charming as you are, we've already racked up too much time time debt. Time debt. They should hyphenate that. We've already racked up too much time debt from letting people stick around past their expiry date. Okay, I'm just doing different accents. We're deep in the hole as it is, hours-wise. And cash-wise. We're extremely poor. Been a bit too lenient in the past, letting people stay just a little longer instead of gently shooing them onto the next plane of existence, etc. You know the drill. But hey, since hours are fungible, you can always acquire them some other way. There's something happening tonight, actually, that you might be interested in. Seriously? You're still doing that? Shush! You know the council doesn't look on that stuff favorably. Ned said so himself. It draws customers and helps us shave down the debt. I'll take whatever I can get. And hey, fuck Ned. We have a 13-year-old here right now, you know. Isn't she dead? She's had enough coarse language for a lifetime. I'm not too worried about her. She's right, though. What? Every time Ned comes around, he makes you guys really stressed out. Maybe not you so much, but Maddie gets nervous and it brings down the mood, man. So, fuck Ned. Goodness. I think you've had too much coffee today. Bonk. I am crashing so hard right now, you have no idea. Like I was crashing earlier, but that was just a pre-crash, and now I'm having a double crash or something. Just redeeming that now so it can't get redeemed again immediately. For the one I did. All I ask is that you try and keep the swearing to a minimum when customers are around. Okay. Does 𝖍𝖑𝖗 count? It's fine. A couple of my housemates are tradies, so you learn to ignore it pretty quick. Are tradies? Were tradies? Ugh. They're still tradies unless they changed career in the last couple days, but they're not my roommates anymore because... Hey, mates, have I mentioned how much being dead sucks? Because it sucks and I feel extremely bad about it. Having a pretty bad time right now in general, to be honest. Yep. Even just adapting your language is a pain, isn't it? Want a proper drink now? Without coffee in it? I'll let the moment sit. Yeah, that'd be good. TV didn't say anything about there being a storm tonight. Huh? Looks like a decent sized one's rolling in. Sorry, just checking the audio balance. Over my shoulder again. Oh, Melbourne. Dude, I was fucking right. It is Australia. One of the two places that say mate regularly, so really hard to guess. Come on, Ashley. Let's clean up your workbench while we're here, yeah? Grown. Do you need a bribe? Yes. I have some chocolate hidden away. Acceptable. Wait. Dead people can still get drunk, yeah? Why else do you think we serve alcohol? To make money? Well, yeah. Hang on. Whoops, wrong accent. Hang on. Do I even have my wallet? Doubt it. I don't. Yeah. How does that work? Why do I have my clothes but not the contents of my pockets? I don't know, dude. Everyone's experience is different. Death doesn't follow many rules. Only universal rule I can think of is that you can't stay. Can't. Wouldn't it be can't? Or they say can't. I guess it depends on the region, doesn't it? People don't generally come in without their clothes, unfortunately. He's British. Australians aren't. So, about this drink. I guess you're gonna give me some straight vodka or something? Why is that? You don't like making complex drinks. No, dude. I don't like making ridiculous caffeine-laced milkshakes for overcompensating soccer dads. I'm happy to mix a cocktail within reason. Oh, okay. What have you got then? Jay's got everything you can think of, and then some. I could go for a mint julep. Hey, what's that outside? What's that thing? Outside? Some guy in the rain? Oh, shit. Maddie? Maddie, what's up? Let's get started on that drink. What's going on? Uh-oh. Health inspector? Morning. Hi? Hello, recently departed. Hey, that hat you're wearing kind of makes you look like Ned Kelly? I could have sworn you were standing outside literally a second ago. So how's this one? Park it? What?
So how'd this one cark it?
Good morning to you too, Ned.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning, Madeline.
Piss off, Nedward. It's not even my full name. Oh, I thought that was, whoops, I thought that was a little girl upstairs.
Isn't it, Maddie? Chase says it was, and he never lies.
He never said that.
Well, no. But it was worth a try.
A try at what? Catching me off my balance? Same shit. Oh, some shit along those lines. Mate, I am so off balance right now that a light breeze would knock me... I'm trying to do the accent. Mate, I am so off my balance right now that a light breeze would knock me head over... Oh, God. The grammar in that was fucking me out. Head over arse. Don't push me. Hey, this mint julep is great. Just wanted to contribute that to the conversation.
So, you catch the game last night?
No. I mean, ner. I don't care to discuss the egg spot with you or anyone else. Don't try it.
Oof. Just making polite conversation. You should try it sometime.
Maybe. Not for you, though. You've never come in during daylight hours before. What you want?
Nothing much. I'd like to talk to Che at some point, but it can wait, seeing as he's missing.
Planning on sending out a search party?
Might do. It'd be a shame to lose an old friend by letting him wander onto some old tracks or something.
Yeah, well, shut up. He's upstairs, last I saw.
What was the last you saw, Maddie? Tell me.
Why are you like this?
What was it?
Last saw him walking upstairs.
So he could be anywhere then. Probably fled the country to dodge the massive time debt. You lot are racking up.
You can't go far. Got a leash on him, pretty tight leash. And in regards to the debt...
It's not your problem.
You must not have heard.
Not your problem.
Sigh. Che! Your dickhead friend Ned is here.
Oi. I'm a distinguished gent, not a dickhead.
I'll be down in a sec. Yeah, sure. But you also work for the Council of Death, so even if you are a distinguished gent, it cancels out.
Is the Council of Death like a normal city council? Except for wherever dead people live?
Yeah, but the only trash that needs to be collected is right in front of me. Like Kiwi.
This guy?
Me? No, you. You're the trash, Ned. The trash is you. It's you, Ned, the trash man from hell, because councils pick up trash. That's the joke.
Oh, cool.
He's even got a head shaped like a rubbish bin. It's totally fitting.
I'm not from hell.
I don't care. And to be clear, Ned, in case we weren't already, you are the trash.
Yeah, I get it. No problem. Yeah, I get it. You know how long Che's gonna be?
Dunno. He was very busy upstairs with Ashley. Yeah, I had to hide like 5 steak knives from her. Didn't even know we had 5 steak knives.
Be a bit quiet there, mate. How long you been sitting there?
Does it matter?
Well, your employee's being very rude to me.
So if you'd heard any of that... I keep trying to tell him, my employee. Yes. We have some catching up to do.
I don't follow. Did she quit? Did you fire her for gross incompetence?
Far from it. It's been a bit of a shakeup in the cafe's management structure since you last visited.
Oh, no. Don't tell me you gave her the whole thing.
Okay, I won't tell you. I've tried to tell you before, man. Hey, does anyone else like mint juleps? Because this is great. I'm nearly done, and also my tongue is numb, and I'm wondering what the deal is with that. Was there something you wanted to discuss?
I need a drink before we get through all of that.
Sure. The usual?
Yes, please.
How come he gets a curly straw? So, Che.
Spin me a tale of how and why you handed down the cafe to this person.
Well, every man's got his price. Can my price be a curly straw too? Buddy, I'll give you 2 if it means you'll stop complaining. Stop complaining about numb lips. Yeah, what did you make this with? Couldn't find half the ingredients, so I put in a bunch of 𝖍𝖒𝖒 and, chili seeds? It's got some of the stuff though. It's a mint julep and spirit, if nothing else.
Does this have any mint or julep in it? At all?
I'll definitely be lacking mint, and I cannot confirm nor deny the existence of the mythical julep. You asked for 𝖍𝖒𝖒 earlier? So, there you go. Mission complete.
Maddie, I'm getting very drunk very fast.
𝖍𝖒𝖒 will do that to you. Here, you should have a little lie down. I'll get you some water.
I'm as strong as an ox. I don't need no lie down.
Sean, my dude, you absolutely need to get horizontal as possible. You can sober up in the booths in the back. It's nice and quiet over there.
I'll fight you.
I'll win though. Up you get, mate.
Bloody hell. Would have been helpful if you told me about this before.
Probably. I'm not worried about it. Maddie knew what she was getting into with the whole cafe situation, and it's natural that it might take a while for her to get the hang of running a business.
Bloody hell. Bit of a dog's dinner though, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. But it'll get better. Like I said, not worried about it.
Well, you might want to hold your judgment. Well, I'm going to the south. You might want to hold your judgment on that for the moment. I am unfortunately here on official business.
Oh. Shouldn't have given you the straw then.
No, you shouldn't have. I look quite silly.
Want me to get rid of it?
It's just Maddie. She won't use it to derail our conversation or make me look like a fool or anything like that.
Straw? No, I'll get you one after you've had a nap. You can sip the water like a normal person. I'll put it with the dirty dishes then. Sacrifices I make for this job. Hey, you met me through it, so can't have all been bad.
That was bloody 100 years ago.
Man, really?
Longer.
Time flies when you're immortal, huh?
Quasi-immortal. This old rust bucket's still got an expiry date somewhere down the line.
What's this about immortality?
Hey, you should buy more plants.
Shut up! Sorry, continue. Immortality?
Nothing that I'd trust you with, that's for sure.
Oh. Don't you want to see crotchety old me being rude to youngsters in 100 years?
Truly, I do not. The far future doesn't need amateur necromancers.
Your loss. So, You two heading upstairs? Actually, Ned does in fact have something fairly important to discuss with you. Oh?
It's about the debt you owe to the council.
Yeah, I know. What about it?
Marty, it's time. You owe us over 600 hours. Che signed a contract. The hours or the cafe? You own the cafe. So you own the debt. And tonight, I've come to collect.
Uh-oh.
There's nothing left to give. I waited here so long.
Oh,
I listened for your song and fell right through what you said. There's nothing left to give. Nothing left to give. There's nothing left to give.
wait. Was that just the intro? Oh, these guys. That was kind of intense. Do they do that often?
The song and dance thing?
Yeah. What do they think they are? Some sort of anime street gang? Exactly what I was thinking. It was like an anime theme. That was funny. Exactly what I was thinking. What sort of self-accept jerk has their own theme song?
Don't be a downer, pal.
No, I was talking about the dramatic encounter.
Oh, between Maddie and Ned?
Gotta turn the music down just a little bit more. Too loud. Yes.
Yeah, we've got chemistry.
Not the romantic kind, the explosive kind. Can't leave them in the same room together or they'll kill each other. Bad history?
Maddie's just a serially troublesome person, from Ned's perspective.
Doesn't help that she can't stop herself from pulling pranks on him.
No, I suppose not. I mean, he doesn't make it easy either.
I don't think he's used to having his authority questioned. She really gets under his skin. Wasn't he a famous criminal? And therein lies the irony of the situation.
What a strange world we live in.
This shouldn't be a depressing memory for any of us. Doodle mode is now available. You can now speak to Ashley to access doodle mode. Nadia was washing her hands when Ashley poked her head around the corner. Here to confess something or here to ask for something? Thought Maddie is. She dried her hands, tried to face the grin last. Blah, 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 blah. Maddie arched an eyebrow and turned the coffee grinder. Maddie noticed her. After a minute, Maddie decided that having Ashley hovering around her was more distracting than indulging. What do you need, Ashley? I don't need anything. Though, now that you mention needing things, I think you might need something. Such as an advisor. Ashley smiled triumphantly. Uh-huh. What would I need an advisor for? Oh yeah. Sorry guys, getting sleepy. That's okay. I'm waking up a lot at a more reasonable time and going to bed at a more reasonable time these days. To advise you, of course. And I suppose you have a suggestion for who I should take on as an advisor? Well, now that you mention it, I'm not too busy. I could be your advisor. Because you're an expert on advising. That's what an advisor needs to know about. And what makes you think you're an expert on advising? I've been learning a lot about advisors. They get help to make important decisions, and then the person they're advising has to take responsibility for them. That's why I'd make a good advisor. Oh, because you don't want to take responsibility for your actions. I take responsibility for my advice, but if someone follows my advice, then that's their decision and their responsibility. I don't think I need an advisor. But you do. Aren't you always complaining about how busy you are? Yes. So busy that I don't have time to have extra counseling sessions with you. I'm not going to be your counselor, Maddie. I'm going to be your advisor. The difference being a counselor counsels and an advisor advises. Of course. Busy people always seem to have advisors. The Prime Minister has advisors, presidents too. All the most important people have advisors. Their advisors tend to be more experienced than they are. Advice travels from those who have it to those who need it. Well, I'm doing fine, so I don't need advising. Oh, well, that was the wrong character. Well, I'm doing fine, so I don't need advising. But you could do some advising, and I'd be happy to give you all the advice I've got. Plus, you're more important than I am. You're kind of like the Prime Minister of the terminal, or the President of the terminal, or whatever. The kind of person who needs advisors. I see. So, am I hired? You already have a lot on your plate, I'm sure. Nope. I've got lots of time free. In that case, you have time to wash these dishes for me. Let me know when you're done. Wait! I'm only free to advise. I'm physically fatigued from a long day of work. Only my mind has extra processing power. I can only help you if it's by advising. Well, advising has a physical responsibilities associated with it, right? Like sometimes an advisor will go to places to get important information. I guess so. I can do anything that relates to giving you information. In that case, Advisor Ashley, I need you to give me a report on which of these plates looks best when it's sparkling clean. But they're all dirty right now. Exactly. Time for you to do some investigative research. See ya! Maddie's inbox. From Jeanette Annette. Spirit beacon leaking. If it's leaking, don't freaking just call beacon. Something like that. Hi Madeline, this is Jeanette from the location down by the docks. I believe we met in person for the first time last month. I was opening up this month and noticed that one of our spirit juice was gone. I checked the map and saw that you're the nearest location within a spirit beacon. I think you may have drained some of our supply. Honest mistake, I'm sure. But if you could stop running your spirit beacon during peak hours, that would be much appreciated. Hi, Madeline. Hope you got my previous message. Just wanted to update you on the spirit juice situation over here. I had several bottles that I marked last night just to confirm the issue, and when I got in this morning, the levels were below where I marked them. We're definitely losing spirit juice, and you're the only spirit beacon close enough to be affecting us. Please modulate your use to reasonable levels. I don't think this should be a problem as long as you're not running your beacon overnight. Again, not trying to assign blame here, but please be considerate to folks at other locations. Thanks. Madeline, we are draining spirit juice over here so fast that if I sit and watch, I can see it disappearing from the bottle. You're the only spirit beacon that is even remotely close to where we are, so we really need you to stop. If it's affecting us, then it's probably affecting other locations. This is completely unacceptable. Fix this now. Hi, Madeline. Care to explain why you weren't at the terminal today when I showed up? I spoke with a girl named Ashley who said you decided to take the day off. What a coincidence. I was not impressed by her crying routine. You had her too? What? Honestly, you should be ashamed of using a child's fake tears to try that. Turn off your beacon. I don't want to be the bad guy here, but if you don't do something, I'm going to have to get the council involved. Hi, Maddie. This is Clarence from the docks location. Just wanted to give you a heads up. This morning, we found out that the site manager we recently hired, I believe you met Ginny last month, was leaving spirit juice in untempered glass bottles, and we had a bit of a leak. We ended up having a bit of a problem with some of the animated cutlery. And the situation under control here. I'm mostly sure everything is accounted for on our end. Unfortunately, this started happening about a week ago, which might be enough for something to wander off far enough that we wouldn't be able to detect it. Very unlikely this happened, but just wanted to give you a heads up in case a possessed steak knife wandered off far enough to find your beacon and decides to pay you a visit. Sorry about the situation. Rest assured that the person responsible for this won't have any opportunities to mess up anything of this magnitude again. By the way, are you planning on going to M's birthday next month? Regards, Clarence. From Maddie Zhao. Hi, Clarence. Sorry I missed your message earlier. I no longer use this address. Please contact anything related to terminal business. Hope you enjoyed M's birthday. Da 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 bum bum. Ooh, da, da, da. Billiards. Brad took a sip from his beer. It was non-alcoholic, but there was something about the dry aftertaste that kept him frosty. He leaned over the table and lined up his next shot. He eyed the problematic 9-ball in the upper right corner. He had a low percentage shot on it if he elected to bank it in, but he had 2 other stripes in the lower left to set it up. If he had an audience, he'd go for the bank shot for sure. He'd like the chance to shine. But today, there was no one to impress. No audience for flashy low percentage shots. He took the shots on the 11 and 12, and 3 shots later sunk the 9. An easy shot on the 8 sealed the deal. Brad scanned the table. 4 solid balls remained. A dismal performance on his part, or a stellar performance on the part of the stripes player. That was the problem with playing against yourself. You always won, but you always lost. Brad chugged the remainder of his beer, added it to his collection of empties, which now stood 5 bottles strong. He took a moment to survey the room. His table was the only one of 4 that was in use. That didn't come as any surprise to him. It was early in the evening, and he'd grown accustomed to spending time alone in his room. He knew when he would come here to be alone, and when the other sharks showed up. Goddamn, excuse me. Brad grabbed the triangle. It was looped around his collection of beer bottles. Set the balls in order for another round. Someone came up the stairs, and Brad looked up briefly, long enough to see a woman who he recognized as the dour-faced barkeep, Maddie, who had served him the beers that kept him company for the past hour or 2. Several steps behind the woman, she saw an older-looking man. The man stopped in front of the table opposite Brad's and began chalking up his cue. Brad directed his attention to the man. He usually offered people a game when he came in, but the man seemed prepared to keep to himself. So Brad said nothing and tried to focus on his own table. He set up to break, and the older man coughed as he shot. He hit the cue ball just a fraction of a degree off. It bounced off the rack into one of the side pockets as the rest of the balls jostled around the table. Stink. Brad didn't swear when playing pool. What the fuck? His earliest experiences with competitive billiards had been in an environment that forbade obscenities and issued foul penalties every time he let out an involuntary shit or fuck. He'd had to find cleaner substitutes. Break came from the sound of the old man's table. 2, 3, 4. Brad put down his break cue and picked up the leather tipped cue that was leaning against the table. 5, 6. Brad chalked his cue, trying to avoid the tilt from his bad break. 7, 8. He lined up to shoot and realized that the man was already fishing his balls out of the pocket and collecting them in the triangle. Brad did a double take. Had the man sunk the 8-ball after 8 strokes, including break? Brad continued playing his own table, but kept an eye on the older man this time. It happened again. Break. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A perfect, clean sweep. As the old man began clearing the table, Brad walked over. Excuse me. I couldn't help but notice you just hit 2 perfect games. What's that? The man turned to Brad, squinting at him. Brad repeated himself a bit louder. I was just complimenting you on 2 perfect games. Impressive stuff. The man heaved his shoulders. Sometimes you get a bit of luck on your side. Still, said Brad, you don't see novices heading 2 consecutive perfect games. The man offered another ineffectual shrug. Do you, want to play a game? Brad gestured to his own table, which was already set up. Most of the people who come around here tend to be novices. I've been itching for a bit of competition. Brad paused, but the man said nothing. Of course. If you prefer to play your own table, I don't mean to intrude. We can play, said the man. Though if I can shoot perfect a 3rd time, you won't get to. I'd be impressed if you could pull that off. The older man racked the balls and stepped away from the table to let Brad break. Brad leaned over the table and took several practice strokes before finally connecting with the cue ball. The break was weaker than he expected. He managed to sink 1 ball. He looked at the table, annoyed, and realized that he hadn't bothered to check if the rack was frozen before he broke. His next shot was a straight into the middle pocket. He briefly visualized the trajectory of the cue ball in his mind. It would easily knock the 6-ball in, then bounce toward the front of the table. Brad wasn't confident of where exactly the ball would stop, but he was confident he'd be able to do something with it. He took the shot, the 6-ball went in, solids. After the cue ball settled, found himself in no, I think that's a typo. Brad smiled. Making something out of nothing was his specialty. After a few moments of eyeing different angles, he settled on a shot toward one of the bottom pockets. A striped ball was in the way, so Brad hit the cue ball several degrees to the side, curving its trajectory around the enemy ball. It hit the solid 3-ball and the shot was made. Brad looked at the man, hoping for some kind of reaction. The man's mouth remained in a flat line, but his eyebrows arched. If anything, the man's lack of obvious expression struck him as a deliberate attempt to not show a response. He had managed to get slight rise out of the old man, felt like a sleep victory. Brad made his next shot quickly and easy, straight on blah 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 blah. Scrolling. Wow, this really seems like it was written by someone who actually is like passionate about billiards, which is pretty cool. Ah, stink. Brad could have sworn the man winked at him as he fished the cue ball. Blah 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 blah. Yes. 8-ball on the cue ball, read the opposite side of the table. The man eventually gave up and settled for a defensive shot that put the cue ball behind the 8. Now the tables were turned. Brad was the one cut off from his balls. He lived for shots like this. He took the shot. The cue ball hit the 8, and the 8 hit the 1, and the 1 is down. Final shot, 8-ball. He studied the other guy. Brad was closing his eyes and completed. Damn, the old man. Brad flinched and hoping for him. Damn, was all the most. I don't think we bothered to exchange names. I'm Brad Thomas. The old man extended a hand. I've got to say, said Brad, you're quite a player. I take it you're not from around here. No. I grew up in Brisbane, retired in Sydney. Just passing through. Figured. I actually grew up in this neighborhood. Played on tables like these when I was a kid, so I know most of the folks in the local competitive circuit. I guess someone like you would have to play competitively, huh? You don't pick up skills like that in a tiny pond. You'd be surprised. Man can accomplish quite a bit when he's given enough idle time. But you have played competitively. I used to, yes. I actually formally retired many years ago. I kept a table at home for practice. Where did you compete? I toured England. Wait, you were a pro? A pro makes a salary. I won enough to cover my travel expenses and to make up for the time I spent not working a real job. Wait, you said England. Did you ever play the World Billiards Championship? Yep. I played the WBC for a few years, but eventually I decided the title was a summit I'd never reached, so I quit. Wait, you said your name was Thomas. Are you Thomas Walsh? Indeed I am. You're a legend. I think you might be overstating it. Even when I was in my prime, I wasn't the best. Results speak for themselves. Nah, fuck that. You were a finalist for 6 years running. Nobody's ever been that consistent. Even the best are more than 2 or 3 years. Thomas sipped his beer. I spent hundreds of hours watching your videos. I didn't realize there were videos of me. I have tapes of the finals from 67 and 68. It didn't record them before then, but your last 2 years got recorded for posterity. They're kind of rarities at this point, but I had a coach who had a vault of old footage. Coach? Thomas arched an eyebrow. Yeah. You didn't have a coach? We mostly just taught ourselves and each other. Sometimes you got to practice with people better than you, but that was it. Well, I mostly taught myself. After I started winning some regionals, I joined a team that I could get sponsored and have a group to train with. Interesting. I waited for Thomas to question further, but no questions came, and he decided to continue with that invitation. I won the WC in 2012. No luck since then, I take it? Well, yeah. I've never been a consistent player, not like you. My mom had an album full of article clippings about me, like I was some kind of prodigy, the next big thing. Now it feels like I'll forever be a footnote in history. Brad waited for the words of affirmation to come from his hero. Thomas just took another drink from his glass, finishing it off before sending it down to Brad's empty bottles. Said Brad, feeling foolish. Can I get you a drink in exchange for another game? It would be a real pleasure. Sure. Get me a Guinness. Actually, make it two. He gets the drinks. You know, said Brad, this place is pretty magical. Didn't you play a game of pool like this? I mean, this is the sort of place where anything can happen, you know what I'm saying? Not anything. There are limits. Well, yeah. But still, two former champs. One coming back from beyond the grave, so to speak. That's not the kind of encounter you'd expect to have anywhere else. Thomas looked at him. Magical indeed. When I walked up here, I didn't realize that you were, well, let's just say I don't meet a lot of pool pros at bars. You want a break? Sure. Sink 5 balls consecutively. Shots always connected. Some people might buckle under pressure to rise to the occasion. With just 2 strike balls left, Brad knew he was on a streak. But as he lined up his next shot, he took a moment to consider the position of the 8 ball. That's in an awkward position. Clear path. The game had been going so well. He'd been about to hit a perfect game in front of his childhood hero, and now he was going to lose it in the most inglorious way imaginable. An accidental, illegal combination shot. I just skipped over a bunch of literally just describing the balls bouncing off of each other. Brad closed his eyes. But not even God could help him now. He didn't need to see it. The sound of the ball plunking into the pocket was enough. He'd lost the game. Okay, interesting. So just an exchange, I guess, so that was just an exchange between 2 ghosts? Keep passing through, advisory roll. Oh, okay, I think I did everything in this section. So, excuse me. Where am I going now? Oh. Oh, I think this one's open. You're overdue this week. This 24-hour rule, are you sure you've been enforcing it? I think how we run things around here is none of your business. Actually, it's absolutely my business. In fact, keeping the rules is basically my only business. It's kind of what the word enforcer means. I'm supposed to scold you for breaking the rules. So audit me. Fine. Check your ledger. We don't keep a ledger. Maybe you should. Lots of places do. It's a great system. You have someone stand at the door, mark them down whenever someone comes or leaves, then you forcibly evict people who are overstaying their welcome. I'm amazed you don't have a system like that in place. Some people overstay their welcome. Other people understay it. There's no need to strictly keep track of how long people stay, right? Just maintain the balance. You're right. All that matters is maintaining the balance. So maintain the balance, because when you don't, then we have a problem. Well, a bit short-staffed to have someone acting as a full-time doorman. Figure it out. Change 24 hours to 23 hours. When you say 24 hours, people think you just colloquially mean 1 day, and they don't pay attention to the specific time. When you say 23 hours, people actually have to keep track of what time it is. That would be fine, except for the part where you're cutting time people's stay. Trust me. Anyone who would go right up to the limit is probably going to go over. 23 hours is going to mean 23 hours plus an extra 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half hour, plus however long it takes to finish their drink. shit. I gotta play an ad. Sorry guys, I'm required to play an ad. I don't want to interrupt the game, so I'm gonna do that right now. That's a 𝖍𝖒𝖊𝖘 Nutri-Grain bar. I've like 100% cut out like pretty much all candy, all soda for the past like month. Literally the sugariest thing I have now is I'll have like 1 or 2 12 ounce cans of lemonade a day, and like that's it. Everything else I've been having is just like fresh fruit, salad, chicken, a lot of chicken. Anyway, I bring it up because first of all, I've been way healthier, so that's fucking cool. But also, I'm having this Nutri-Grain bar right now. Holy shit, dude. It tastes so fucking good. Because I've just like I haven't been having any sugar in and it's great because when I do have sugar, I don't really want very much of it. I've definitely lost like, I don't know, probably like at least 5 pounds this month. Purely from changing my diet. I don't know. It could be more like 10 pounds because there were several days this past month where I just straight up did not eat enough. But it's okay. We're back on a healthy eating plan now. Getting enough calories for the most part. Yeah, some good Nutri-Grain, huh? I give a shit. You're right, you should give a shit. In fact, you should celebrate whenever you manage to scooch someone out of here in under 24 hours because the balance is upset. You've got to correct it. You can either correct it or the balance 1 hour at a time, or the council can come here and repossess some souls. Or we can find someone who knows how to manage this property responsibly. You turn to Che. Come on, buddy. I don't want to have to take this place away from you. That would be quite the escalation. Well, you're already on the first step of escalation, which is a stern talking to. Let's not try to escalate it any further. We'll change the rule to 23 hours, okay? Buzz off. Wow, really? Well, okay then. And while you're rewriting the signs, you should also take the green tea frappuccino off the menu. Frap should be for coffee, not tea. Done. Wait, really? Damn. I didn't realize you were so open to feedback. Also, that caramel, we'll take it under advisement. Hold up. What are you doing? Removing an unwanted guest. I need the practice I need the practice if we're going to start enforcing these rules you care so much about. Now, look, you could just... Bye. Shuts the door in his face. He turned around, leaning her head against the door and sighed. Che raised an eyebrow. You're serious about the rule change? Yeah. I'll change the sign and the menu after we close tonight. Wait, really? Everybody keeps saying, wait, really. Redundant. The rule change is just to keep him off our back. And the menu thing? I've been meaning to take that off anyway. It's the worst kind of menu item that attracts the worst sort of people. Well, okay. Though I do think we should change the rule back to 24 hours after we had enough time to balance out. Of course. Wouldn't want to upset the balance too far in the opposite direction. What would we do with all that extra time anyway? Okay. Doodle mode. Alright, I'll at least look at this. See what it is. Oh, these are the ashlings. Okay. That's actually pretty funny. Okay, I have an idea of actually I do have an idea in my head of what their faces will look like. This is great. How do I go back? What is that little dot in the middle? What the fuck is that? Nice. I kind of like that. Okay. Tiny little bowling pin face. Good shit. Thank you, Ashley, for drawing on the robot. Shouldn't be a depressing memory for any of us. What does that mean? think I should call it here. I'm very interested in where this is going, but I don't know if I feel up to doing voice acting for like another big long segment. And I also don't want to just have it be silent, but like for you guys to be able to like listen to this shit. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end this stream here. Thank you all so much for hanging out, lurking, enjoying watching the VODs, all that stuff. I will be uploading this series to my YouTube channel. You might be watching this on YouTube. If you don't know, I have uploaded my entire playthrough of Resident Evil 3 and Dead Space 2. Both of them are on my YouTube now. And this game will also be uploaded there. Having a great time. It's super chill. I like the characters. I like the story. I love the animation. I love the world building. At first, I was definitely kind of just like, oh, this is like kind of... I was just overwhelmed with how many characters and how much dialogue was immediately just going to toss in your face. But I like it. I like it now for sure. It's pretty fun. Oh, this is a new one. Okay, I'll do this one. I'll do this one because it's not part of like the main story, and then we'll head out. Maddie was about to leave the counter when an old-looking man pushed the door open. He was hunched over, and he walked with a bit of a limp. And even at this distance, she could see the leathery texture of his skin, a testament to many years well lived. Maddie had been about to leave the counter to Che. There was something in the way the man walked. Oops. That made her want to stay long enough to see if he had any special requests. She wasn't sure if she would like the man, and in fact, she was sure that there was a good chance that she wouldn't have much to say to the man, or much that she would be interested in hearing from him. But it was obvious that the man had paid his dues, and she felt she owed him at least a few moments of her time. Even if he hadn't done anything in life worth admiration, he at least had done enough to earn her respect. It was only when the man sat down that Maddie saw that his skin was cracked, but not wrinkled. His body had been aged, but it had been aged by the elements and the sun more than it had been aged by the passage of time. The slight limp in his step could have easily been the limp of a young man who had spent one day too many lifting loads that were 1 kilo too heavy for him. He took the seat directly in front of her.
You serve food here.
Apparently, the man was more interested in finding out what was on offer than figuring out where he was. Maddie kept herself from visibly smirking. There was something she liked about guests like that. People whose only question was what was on tap. Maddie glanced at Che. He gave a nod of assent. Yes, Che was willing to play the role of grill master today. We do serve food. The man squinted up at the menu above him.
My eyes don't work too well in this light. You got a paper menu?
Ada reached under the counter, pulled out a menu that looked just as aged as the man sitting in front of her. Its scars were from coffee stains, not cuts. But as watched the man hold the menu, there was something about the combination of the two of them that felt right to her. The man stared at the menu for a good deal longer than it must have taken him to read everything on it. He finally spoke after a long, considered pause.
Do you suppose it would be a problem if I were to order something if I didn't intend to actually eat it?
That's not the kind of thing that would offend me. Actually, it was exactly the kind of thing that would offend her. Yet, there was something in the way the man asked her that made her feel like whatever reason he might have for not eating food he was served, it would be a good one. And she was half interested to find out what the man's reaction would be.
I'll have the grilled halibut.
Ah, halibut. She understood. Many people enjoyed the concept of grilled fish more than they liked it in practice. And if this man knew himself well enough to be upfront and honest about that, she could respect that. I can't promise that it's never been frozen. I hope that's not a problem.
Sounds like my kind of fish. The best halibut swim in cold water. Ain't a problem if that water happens to be in solid form after the halibut passes.
Ain't a problem if that water happens to be in solid form. The man placed both of his hands on the counter and folded them. There was something serene in the way that man sat there, with no inclination to glance around and inspect the cafe he was in. No nervous movement in his legs, no strained expression on his face to express that he'd been waiting for something to happen. He looked so calm that Maddie almost didn't want to disturb him. But she chafed at the idea that only squeaky wheels were deserving of grease. Some wheels were just too polite to ask. Oh, that's cute. That's fucking cute as fuck. That's good. Some squeaky wheels were too afraid to ask. Do you want a drink while you're waiting on that?
I don't think I need a drink.
All right.
Is that Jack Daniels?
Indeed it is. The man's shoulders rose a bit in what looked like barely a chuckle. Got a fondness for that particular drink?
It's just that we share the same name. I'm Jack Daniel. No relation to the distiller. I had several friends who took it upon themselves to check. As you might imagine, I've seen a lot of those bottles over the years.
It's the kind of gift that people enjoy giving you when you have a name like that. Is it a gift that you enjoyed receiving?
I've always had a pleasure to receive a gift. It's nice to know that you have friends who care about you and think about you.
Is that a gift you enjoyed consuming?
I had a shelf in my flat where I collected them, waiting for other people to come so I'd have an excuse to open them.
Ah, sorry. Sorry if I brought up a bad memory.
Where's the bad memory? They're good to receive from friends and good to share with friends. It's a reminder of the people I was close to and the things I did with them. No need to apologize for that.
Maddie smiled. She was beginning to find that she liked Jack, and it seemed like Jack was the kind of person who liked her, if for no other reason that he had liked people and Maddie was people. She chuckled with him. She enjoyed the chuckle so much that she almost missed Jack's momentary sideways glance, an unguarded moment when his mind seemed to be on something other than what he was talking about. It was only an instant, but it was a flicker of pain that she'd learned to recognize over the years. There was something in him that was hurting, even if he remembered his friends. A sense of loss? A regret about something left unsaid? Maddie wasn't sure. Whatever it was none of her business. But she wanted it to be her business. Well, anything you want, just ask. A cup of water, warm glass of milk.
Warm glass of milk? How old do you think I am?
5 or 6. Just the right age. 5 or 6. Just the right age to drink a tall glass of milk before being shooed off to bed at 8 o'clock in the evening.
I'm just barely older. But if I do want that glass of milk, I guess I know who to ask.
Oh, that's it? Oh. I was actually invested in that one. I mean, I've been invested in most of them. I actually wanted that one to continue. They got me. They got me. I think that right there, that feeling I just had is the entire point of this game. Of like, oh, I wanted to keep knowing about this guy, but he's got to die. In a nice way. He's got to accept that his time has come to an end. I want to keep going, but I'm worried it'll be like another 30 minutes of straight dialogue, and I don't know if I'm up for that, even though I did just handle the last one really well. Do I see? Oh. Oh, I see. Okay, this is showing me how long the game is. That's nice. So there are 10 total parts, including the short prologue, and I've already completed 3 of them. That's cool. Okay. How do I save? Can I save? Or is it already saved? Oh. I'm just gonna click continue because I want to see where it puts me, just to make sure. Just to make sure it didn't like delete all my progress or some shit. Dude, doodling on those robots. I'm gonna go look at those robots. Oh, I can sprint? What? Why would you put a sprint option in this game? It's so unnecessary. Look at those robots one more time. My master designs. Ba-da-dum. Okay. Yep, beautiful. His face is so tiny. Let's see here. Damn, I'm the only person on the entire website streaming this game, which I guess is not surprising because it's not new. Inspired equally by film and anime, Necrobarista is a unique take on the visual novel medium, follow a dynamic and diverse cast of characters as they navigate Melbourne's hipstery coffee culture, the questionable ethics of necromancy, and the process of letting go. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm having a good time. A little overwhelmed at the start, but I got into the swing of it. It's a good story, great characters. Yeah. I already mentioned all the things I like. I won't list them again. Thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. I will likely be back tomorrow at about 9 or 10 p.m. Pacific time with Little Nightmares 2. I haven't played the first one at all. I'm sure it's gonna go great. Good night.
I don't know, man.
Hey, Nick, coming in with the raid of 3, dude. Appreciate you big time. How's your stream, dude? We're doing some music. We're vibing out, guys. Go get some loving to my homeboy.